It's your boy Young Love, I give him that thing. Pancho leg stand and punchy America. Banyi dwala banaban. Pancho leg stand and punchy America. Banyi dwala banaban. Walk on your leg, kankaro watana watching. Oga leg gear, wow, leg. Panda with ya, punchy America. Banyi dwala bana. Chingatonga pandon kujura baya cheka. Pagu panda juiru wabia bi dwala venting. Stand up punchy America, Banyi Dwala, Banaban, Punta Lake stand up punchy America, Banyi Dwala, Banaban, walk on your lake, Kankaro, what on a watching, Oga leg, gear, pow, leg, Panda with ya, punchy America, Banyi Dwala, Bana, Chingatonga, Pandon, Kujura, Baya.
Welcome to Lake State Media. Good evening, Agar. How you doing? Hello, Agar. You can all mute.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It's morning here for me. It's 11 o'clock.
Oh, it's morning. Okay, it's the evening. Long 10 is 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, good evening to you guys and congratulations to your new president, Joe Biden.
Thank you. We are in the celebration mood now. Everybody's celebrating.
I know. I can see everybody on the road. No one at the home.
Everything. So for those of you who are watching, please start sharing the video. And we are waiting for President-elect Joe Biden. He will give a speech, victory speech at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 30 minutes from now. So for those of you who are watching, please start sharing the video. And if you want to come, let us talk and wait. We will wait a little bit show at how you guys can see how American people are very excited. They are celebrating all over 50 states. Everybody is on the road celebrating it. So it's real good. So, Brother God, how do you feel? How do you feel about the victory that Joe Biden?
It's actually a very big history. I think it's the first time or second time in America. So people will be happy like that for their president who passed the election. I think it's a very, very, very grateful history for you guys and for all over the world. It's a very, very big achievement for Joe Biden and his government and all Democrats around the globe.
Yes. Yeah, it's historically too. So because for the first time in American history, the African American, she has become a first time in history a vice president. So this is historically that same like 12 years ago when we elect President Obama. It's the same thing happened today. So it's a historically moment. So we are so happy. America is changing. Whatever people around the world think about America, now they will see how the American they are. So we are changing. We are moving. We allowed women to be a vice president. The next time is from right now, woman to be a president. That's
the second one, the woman will be a president for United States. That will be the first history also for the ladies around the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We hope all the women now should be enjoying and welcoming their sister to the cabinet of presidency of United States as a deputy of president, vice president.
but with minorities excluded.
Morning, Isaac.
Okay, so let me play the news a little bit so we can hear. This is where we will.
The authentic Joe Biden.
And you see how people are celebrating on the street.
He believes from the bottom of his heart that reaching out is the way to go. And one story I heard over and over again about Joe Biden is that after his wife and young daughter died in a car crash and he had just been elected to the Senate, he believes that the senators saved him and that he would not have survived if it weren't for some of those Senate bulls, Republicans as well as Democrats. And he's never forgotten it. He's an institutionalist. So you're going to hear an affirmation of the democratic institutions that he holds dear and a reaching out. And it's not going to be a surprise.
You know, I think the fact that it's not a surprise speaks to one of the strengths of his candidacy. It has been consistent. I mean, he started off by talking about the soul of America and reclaiming the soul of America, and talked about ending these divisions and coming together as people. That has been the message he's carried forward. It was challenged in the primaries where there's such a strong sense of
Morning, guys.
Good morning, Isaac.
Working together was not always
Morning, Isaac.
To be a landslide at
that he was consistent, and when the big match came for Trump, really powered his candidacy. So yeah, he's not inventing anything new here. We're going to hear the same message. Can I just say one thing about these scenes? There is something awesome about the power of people in a democracy grabbing the wheel of history and turning it. And that's what we're seeing here. There's been all kinds of questions over the last 4 years about who the president is accountable to and so on. Well, ultimately, everyone in public life is accountable to the people in a democracy. And today the people spoke, and they're out now and celebrating the fact that they have that opportunity. And I think it is something to be celebrated.
Well, look, I think a couple things. One is half the country are going to be listening to Joe Biden for the first time, not as somebody they're just trying to beat. And so he's got a different audience. He's got a different shot with those people. They're going to have their antenna up for anything that seems like he's going to be against them or whatever. He's got a big job on that side of his speech, but he's also got his own base. And we're waiting to see, do you love us? Do you like us? Are you going to do anything for us? Are you going to help us? And so are you going to see already how he's going to manage that?
But by the way, we should point out the CNN's reporting has been that this is a speech that has been written for some time, but obviously adjustments have been made based on what's been going on last week.
Yeah, I think people are going to pay attention to this speech differently than the campaign speech, because the campaign's over. He's really about to govern. Of course, we had a couple of little false starts, I guess, last night, night before. If we do get a chance to hear from Kamala Harris at some point, it would be wonderful. I'm going to be trying to see, are they dividing and conquering? Are you beginning to see, is Kamala going to speak to the base versus Biden speak to the, or are they going to have basically be on the same accord? They've kind of been on the same accord. Is it going to be any of that kind of stuff? But for a lot of people, the Kamala speech is going to be more emotional. For a lot of people, the Kamala speech, because she's the first woman,
Isaac, the sound of
first woman of color, first Indian, first. You got to have a lot of people. It's gonna. Speaking for the first time with that achievement under her belt.
Yeah, unlike Dan said, this will be the first time that half the country's going to be listening. The problem is half the country's not going to be listening, because I don't know how much. I don't know where we are taking any polls, but a big chunk of the public still thinks this election isn't over yet. And I know that he's been declared a winner, but as we all know, being declared a winner is not being certified as the winner. And so until that happens, I think there's a lot of Republicans who just see this as just another step in the campaign, and that there are 3 states they think they can win North Carolina. There are 3 states they think that they're in range of getting it narrowed enough that maybe going to court can make a difference. And that's where their heads are. I do agree that there are a lot of Republicans who have resigned that this is over and accepted this, and it's important for Biden to talk to the rest of the country and might soothe a little bit of the pain of the loss of Trump.
We are standing by to hear soon from President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. At any moment, they're about to address the nation from Wilmington, Delaware, hours after winning this historic election. Our special coverage continues next.
Okay, welcome guys. Welcome Lam, welcome to Legacy Media. How you doing, sir?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. And I'm so delighted to be on your show, even though I'm still working. We're in the West, where people are working hard. And we have to encourage how the new elected president will have blessed and have impact on our territory. And I really appreciate you guys, and that is the motive. Wherever we are, that's the tree that we call a resident. And thank you for us to be integrated. And thank you all. I don't want to name you by name, and I can see my fellow countrymen. You are so brilliant and hardworking. And that's the way, and that's why the world don't give us a chance to be able to show ourselves, because they know if they give us the chance, our country, it can be compared to any country that we are. And thank you for welcoming me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Isaac.
Great word. Yeah, that's what we are advocating and what we are expecting to the president-elect Joe Biden to unite all the people. People disagree to agree, and when the election is lost, there is nothing people should do. We concede the election, and also we remember that we have to go back and bring people together, and we work hand to hand. So thank you very much. You made a good point here. Understand your words.
You can view me. I'm just walking, but I'm so delighted the way you guys delegated, be integrated minds, and that's how our society look like.
No worries. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Thank you, brother.
Okay.
You give me a few minutes.
Thank you again.
I will come back to you. You can go on, and then let me open the door, and then I.
Okay.
John,
you can still watch down there, yeah, brother Lam. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and thanks to the viewers and all the followers of Lagos State Media. Thank you all. And brother Santino Major, welcome back to Lagos State Media. That's what we want. We want everybody to be together, to be joining hand to hand and work together as
our democracy. I offer my concession.
Whatever our differences, we are fellow Americans. And please believe me when I say.
Santino Major, go ahead.
Can that work, man?
Yeah, it's pros.
I think it's moving, yeah.
Okay, Santino, you cannot hear us. We cannot hear you too.
For the sake of our unity as a people and
log out and then come back again.
Come back, yes.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, you can hear us now, Santino?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, welcome. So go ahead. No, we are waiting for President-elect to give a victory speech at 8 p.m., which is 17 minutes from now. So we are still watching the news from BBC, from CNN, so that we while we are waiting, so we can talk a little bit. So I will give this chance to you.
Yeah, I do appreciate it to you guys. We do a good job. Thank you. One day, I read when the people have been fighting in the social media. I read one of common, Denka democracy, a republic to others. Congratulations to
Pantera, we cannot call you Kupi Baloy. Angelo Panther. Didn't calculate work click to working on work click a be back. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, what I will say to our failures, tribe, I want with the people we want the common Denka a democracy. We appreciate it. We fight it for a democracy in our country. Thank you guys.
Thank you
for your well done.
Thank you, Santino. Thank you. And this is how the beauty part of it, you know, Santino, because this is how we educated, especially we South Sudanese American or South Sudanese Australian or South Sudanese Canadian and European, you know. This is how the democracy works. We have to learn from these countries that we are living in. This is our second home. And while we are living here, we cannot live here and then go back home empty-handed. So we have to learn how things work, how things going on here. So then when we go back later on home, and then the education and knowledge that we receive in this country that we are living in, we can educate them back to our country, back home. And this is the reason why, because, you know, I believe here in America, now I'm going to almost 20 years. And since I was here, I'm an American citizen. I'm involved into American campaign. I've been helping since 2008 when President Obama ran. So I volunteered myself. I knocked the door. I registered people to go on board, you see? And same thing this year. So this is the beautiful part of it. And that's the reason why I bring it to Lagos State Media, so that our people that don't have access to the social media or to the news media, they can learn or they can get some stuff out from Lagos State Media. And that's the reason why we're playing and cover this news, President, because this year, the election that America did this year is not it's a historically event, you know. This is for the first time in American history, the woman become the vice president, Black woman. So this is historically, same thing happened in 2008 when America decided to elect the first African American to become a president. So that is the one of the things I want to share. And you know, all of you, even though you guys are in Australia and you read the news and you learn what's going on in America, same thing, you know. And this, a lot of people see, oh, America, now they're having the differences, Republican and Democrat, they're having issues. But at the end of the day, you guys see, after the election done, the healing will start. American people can come together and that they forgive each other and then put the well-being of the country first. So, and this is what we would see. So President Trump, yes, I know it's not easy to lose the election, but he will come back and his advisor and Republican, the advisor will come back and accept the reality that he lost the election. American people, they've spoken. So that's how the beauty of democracy work in America. So I thank you guys. So Isaac and some of you guys can add before I raise the volume on.
I just want to thank those American citizens also, because this is a very, very huge achievement, especially for those who are called African American, because for someone to become a vice president from African American is a very great achievement for those who are actually Native American and those who are in the government and supporters and the voters. So I really thank them for that peace assurance, because they show us now the American, they're There's nothing going to be called black and white. They're all coming together right now. So one people, one nation, and that thanks should go to them. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Angelo Pantera, go in the link in your inbox. So if you could borrow from Lake State Media. So, yeah. So Angelo Pantera, yeah, link and work click. Link and work click, I telephone. Nice.
You are right, and you are right, Santino Major. United States of America is the strongest world on earth. They are the people who believe in democracy more than other countries, and they are that is the subject. Some of the American politics, they overthrown countries' head of states because of democracy. So charity begin at home. They should begin to show to the world how power of the democracy is. Though the country now is divided, still they will come back one day to reunite and pay the price of the one cause for all American. So it's a good example to see the first female ever elect vice president in American history. There are history things that are happening in USA. Last 4 years, we have seen the first African American was the first president, African American, Barack Obama. And this guy, Joe Biden, is a very humble, and he was elected, the youngest elected Senate in American history. And now he is the oldest elected president of United States of America history. So all these guys are men of history of all time. Dr. Dollargen.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, my brother?
Yeah, very good, I think. How are you doing?
Yeah, we are all doing good. We are doing good. Thank you. We are just streaming live, waiting for the president-elect to come and give the speech to the nation.
Yeah. Actually, it's really very great movement. We really we are very happy for this this time, and we have been waiting for it. Very patient.
Yeah.
You know, when we came live, I told you, and some of you were actually thinking about how I predicted it based on the data and on the history of American politics. First of all, I wanted to greet our people. I just wanted to say something for our people back home there so that they can learn about this. My name is Dollargen, leader of the UPLS, Union Party of South Sudan. You know, quickly, you know, this is really a very great thing, and mostly for our people in South Sudan and in Africa in general. We needed to learn, because this time, if it is one of the Africa, let's say Ethiopia or Sudan or maybe Nigeria, those who are now opening war, what has happened in America, it will have broke out as a civil war. So, but now the question is why? Why there's no civil war here? This is what our people in Africa need to learn, is the question why. Because, you know, one candidate don't want to leave power for whatever they believe, and one candidate win the election. That's how civil war is started in Africa. And what our people need to learn, like Salva Kiir now imposing himself to be a dictatorship in South Sudan, and there's tribal war, tribe are fighting, Nuer and Denka. This is how you learn, okay? What I wanted to share with our people is this. The reason actually America can have a civil war is because there are principles of democracy. And this is principle, there are 5 of them. You need to learn them. You don't just need to say, oh, America, America. America is not taught in social media. You have to go to school and learn about America, because they will never tell you the reality in politics, okay? Why things are done the way they go. So there are 5 very important principles in democracy in America. One of them is the democracy itself. So democracy in America is a rule for people. Power is for people. It's not for individual. The power is not for government. This is one of the principles that our people need to understand in the American history. Okay. The second one is that there is a consent to govern. Is another principle. A consent to govern means that you cannot come and jump into power when people has not actually agree that you become the leader. That is another principle that our people need to learn about that. And the other principle is that there is a limited government. So government, you have RPG, you have a PK-47, 12.5, BM. It's not working in America. That's not a power, as most of our people. The power, those kind of power are limited here in America. They are very limited. They don't have say. And that is why you can see in any election station, whether it's a state, whether they have a problem, politics is given a chance to work by itself, because politics has to work. Before those power, those power are not welcome in American democracy. And that is what our people need to learn, actually. That's why you cannot see police, you cannot see army or what in polling station. It is because there is a principle that is actually being followed by the people of America. These are the very, very principles that our people need to learn and to understand them, so that at least we know what is the meaning of democracy really. The other thing is the rule of law. Okay. So a rule of law, when we talk of rule of law in America, we are not talking about just law. We are not talking about constitution. We are talking of people abusing the law when you get a power. So here in America, we are saying there is no one is above the law. So everybody, if it is President Kiir, there's got to be arrested. If it is maybe whoever they have power, they have to follow. Riek Machar, they have to follow the way. Those are the things our people, these are the values that we need to actually to adapt, so that at least we can become like America. You cannot just become America because you come and maybe have you tour America. No, you have to understand the way they govern themselves, so that you become actually an America. The other thing is that they have something called representative democracy. People don't understand that. And that's why when I have a dialogue, there is something going on right now in dialogue, other people, they refuse the dialogue. If you refuse the dialogue,
we are a few minutes away to listen to the president-elect. Is coming to address the nation shortly.
Okay. Yeah. Also, thank you. Let's listen to this, and then we can interpret it later. So thank you. You have a good one.
About finding a purpose. He talks about that all the time. I think Anderson, who spoke with you about it, is town hall with you. And I think he found his purpose.
Yes, Abraham, while we wait, can we listen to the speeches of those who lost election in United States of America history since 1960s, while we're waiting, and let this one play down.
Okay, go ahead.
In total from the
Our democracy, I offer my concession.
Whatever our differences, we are fellow Americans. And please believe me when I say no association has ever meant more to me than that.
The people of the United States have made their choice. And of course, I accept that decision.
Today, I hope that we can begin the healing.
I still believe in America, and I always will. And if you do, then we must accept this result and then look to the future. Donald Trump is going to be our president. We owe him an open mind and the chance to lead. Our constitutional democracy enshrines the peaceful transfer of power. And we don't just respect that, we cherish it.
I have just called President Obama to congratulate him on his victory. His supporters and his campaign also deserve congratulations. I wish all of them well, but particularly the president, the first lady, and their daughters. I so wish that I had been able to fulfill your hopes to lead the country in a different direction, but the nation chose another leader. And so Ann and I join with you to earnestly pray for him and for this great nation.
This is an historic election. I recognize the special significance it has for African Americans and for the special pride that must be theirs tonight. I've always believed that America offers opportunities to all who have the industry and will to seize it. Senator Obama believes that too. But we both recognize that though we have come a long way from the old injustices that once stained our nation's reputation and denied some Americans the full blessings of American citizenship, the memory of them still had the power to wound. A century ago, President Theodore Roosevelt's invitation of Booker T. Washington to dine at the White House was taken as an outrage in many quarters. America today is a world away from the cruel and prideful bigotry of that time. There is no better evidence of this than the election of an African American to the presidency of the United States.
I'm sorry that we got here a little bit late and a little bit short. Earlier today, I spoke to President Bush and I offered him and Laura our congratulations on their victory. We had a good conversation. And we talked about the danger of division in our country and the desperate need for unity, for finding the common ground, coming together. Today, I hope that we can begin the healing.
Almost a century and a half ago, Senator Stephen Douglas told Abraham Lincoln, who had just defeated him for the presidency, partisan feeling must yield to patriotism. I'm with you, Mr. President, and God bless you. Well, in that same spirit, I say to President-elect Bush that what remains of partisan rancor must now be put aside, and may God bless his stewardship of this country. Neither he nor I anticipated this long and difficult road. Certainly neither of us wanted it to happen. Yet it came, and now it has ended, resolved as it must be resolved through the honored institutions of our democracy.
I have said repeatedly in this campaign that the president is my opponent, not my enemy, and I wish him well, and I pledge my support in whatever advances the cause of a better America. That's what the race was about in the first place, a better America as we go into the next century.
I just called Governor Clinton over in Little Rock and offered my congratulations. He did run a strong campaign. I wish him well in the White House, and I want the country to know that our entire administration will work closely with his team to ensure the smooth transition of power. There is important work to be done, and America must always come first. So we will get behind this new president and wish him well.
Just a few minutes ago, I called Vice President Bush and congratulated him on his victory. And I know I speak for all of you and for all the American people when I say that he will be our president, and we'll work with him. This nation faces major challenges ahead, and we must work together.
We rejoice in the freedom of a wonderful people, and we accept their verdict. I thank the people of America for hearing my case. My loss tonight does not in any way diminish the worth or the importance of our struggle. And I'm at peace with the knowledge that I gave it everything I've got.
I have a deep appreciation of the system, however, that lets people make a free choice about who will lead them for the next 4 years. About an hour ago, I called Governor Reagan in California, And I told him that I congratulated him for a fine victory. I look forward to working closely with him during the next few weeks. We'll have a very fine transition period. I told him I wanted the best one in history. And I then sent him this telegram, and I'll read it to you. It's now apparent that the American people have chosen you as the next president. I congratulate you and pledge to you our fullest support and cooperation in bringing about an orderly transition of government in the weeks ahead. My best wishes are with you and your family as you undertake the responsibilities that lie before you. And I signed it, Jimmy Carter.
The president asked me to tell you that he telephoned President-elect Carter a short time ago and congratulated him on his victory. The president also wants to thank all those thousands of people who worked so hard on his behalf and the millions who supported him with their vote. It's been the greatest honor of my husband's life to have served his fellow Americans during two of the most difficult years in our history. The president urges all Americans to join him in giving your united support to President-elect Carter as he prepares to assume his new responsibilities.
And I have just sent the following telegram to President Nixon. Congratulations on your victory. I hope that in the next 4 years, you will lead us to a time of peace abroad and justice at home. You have my full support in such efforts. With best wishes to you and your gracious wife, Pat. Sincerely, George McGovern.
I'm sure you know that I have already called Mr. Nixon, expressed to him our congratulations. And I've sent the following telegram just a few moments ago to Mr. Nixon. It reads as follows. According to unofficial returns, you are the winner in this election. My congratulations. Please know that you will have my support in unifying and leading the nation. This has been a difficult year for the American people. I'm confident that constructive leaders of both our parties join together now, we shall be able to go on with the business of building the better America we all seek in a spirit of peace and harmony. Signed, Hubert H. Humphrey.
I have no bitterness, no rancor at all. I say to the president as a fellow politician that he did a wonderful job. He put together a vote total that's larger than has ever been gained in this country. I've sent the president the following wire, which I think will be available for you if you don't have it now. To President Lyndon Johnson in Johnson City, Texas. Congratulations on your victory. I will help you in any way that I can toward achieving a growing and better America and a secure and dignified peace. I want to say that one of the great features of America is that we have political contests, that they are very hard fought, as this one is hard fought. And once the decision is made, we unite behind the man who is elected. I want all of you to know. I want Senator Kennedy to know, and I want all of you to know that certainly if this trend does continue and he does become our next president, that he will have my wholehearted support and yours.
All right, there. That's what we have seen here. Is the true democracy. When you lost, even if you know yourself, you are so close to winning the White House, you still believe in the principles of the United States of America democracy system. You have to convince your followers. You rally out, join hand together and work with the president-elect. So that is our worry to our current President Donald J. Trump, whether he will accept or concede the election that has been announced worldwide in different media, or is he continuing to go and get convinced in the court of law? So that is my worry, and that's the debate we will talk, Abraham.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, today one day announced the news that President-elect Joe Biden won. He was at the golf.
Yeah, I was playing golf. Yes,
but he didn't. He's not accepted that he lost. So what he's saying that he released the article saying that they are going to court on Monday to challenge. So he still believes that he didn't lose. So and that's the beautiful part, Yeah, it will come around. Hopefully we will see. We will see if he can accept it and give the public speech that same previous presidents or candidates. They give the speech and welcome and the incoming president. President. So that is that we will see the few days to come. For being said, so I will give the floor to the rest, Sagar and Santino. So we are almost close. They are coming.
Yeah.
So we have a few minutes. Whenever they arrive, so we will start.
We can put it in a full screen later when they start talking.
Yeah. So Agar, go ahead. What do you think? And Sandeep.
Thank you, Brother Madit and Isaac, Santino Major, and the rest who are watching and listening with us. I think Trump is not going to do anything because the laws are not in his hand, according to what we have heard from all the presidents who were already leading USA before them. So I think those words from Trump are just fighting words for the election. He will not keep them for a couple of weeks. I think they will convene him and he will come back to his senses. So I can just put them aside as a fighting words for him, for somebody who lost the big election like this. Yeah.
That's what I want to say about this. Trump is fighting for nothing because he want to give a bad credit to the public. If you are losing, you cannot lose forever. You can come back to one day. But when you use that language to public, the people will think about what you want to do to the public. I think a bad manner to Donald Trump, and the people keep doing to vote for Joe. Because the public is a party supposed to bring up with a good idea to divide the people, not to stand by specific people. That is why Donald Trump lost here. He doesn't see African or other migrant, other people in the America. It's a wrong thing. People are one human, created by God. No white, no black, no green, no whatever. That is what I see.
Okay.
It created a bad credit to the public.
Pull up the screen, another screen. Let me take that one off.
All right.
Let me take mine off.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Santino.
Yes. One day, Trump, if the know the public is a party, supposed to bring a good idea to people to accept him. What is the Republic?
Keep that one, bring it down, and let it just be in the lobby here. After in case of anything, we can switch up. Yeah, that's why I put down all the different news on the lobby, In case of anything went there, we can just switch there like that. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Bring it and put it down. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay, let me put it down. Yeah.
And then what I want to say again, I want to return back about brother Dollar Jan. If we go the history of the political of Southern Sudan, particular other Gabail, I see Denka is a democracy than others, because when you go to live with the others in the areas of Denka, no one can insulted you, or infected you, and or harm you. We know our democracy than others. We couldn't go back to the school. When you go to the school, we go to the school already. We know what is going on. But it's good thing, if you come to the screen, you can talk something to bring people together. In the history of Southern Sudan, there is other tribe trying to make a violent than a democracy.
Yeah.
Even a part of Bongo or Nuer. But we want to leave this, and we're searching for a democracy to bring people together.
Correct.
Like America. Okay. If you want to pose the other leader, don't say something to depress the people.
You are right there, Santino. Something called democracy is a give and take. It's not one-way traffic. If you lost, you don't take violence. You accept the defeat in a very dignified way, united, and go ahead with the one who won the campaign or who worked very harder than you. That is the meaning of democracy. And also, if we refer it back, as I have seen, you are referring to Dr. Dollarjin and you yourself. What is happening in South Sudan? South Sudan is the youngest nation on earth. The youngest nation. We have been in war for more than 20 years. And that thing, what is happening here? I can hear a lot of hatches. Somebody have to mute.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll mute myself.
Yes. Nice, good. I can hear. So what has happened in South Sudan will not be compared to America or other nations who have started democratic system centuries ago. South Sudan did not even been given a chance of exercising a democracy. They have been in war in Sudan, and the first ever election, or let's say when the people come together and make a decision by the ballots, was the referendum. The election which has been conducted in Sudan all years ago are not valid, and Junub has never cast a vote one day, Southerners. But they are counted as whoever leader, they are all Southerners, they have elected him. But it is not all South Sudanese maybe have elected that guy. And the country live in the coups. A lot of coup, every leader is coming up by power, and he has to live by force. So when South Sudan gained independence and it become a newest young nation on earth, it was not even given a chance such that to see after the period of that leader, will they exercise a democratic system, or will they just sit in the office like other African leaders does, when you come by power, for those who win through barrel, they have to stick there like what is happening in Uganda. So such a thing was not even given a chance. So I personally, I don't have a ground to blame or to raise finger finger point to certain group or certain political parties. But why I'm happy to stream live what is happening in America is very interesting to me, because America is destroying other countries because of democracy. If any leader who's set in the office more than the terms limit is supposed to, America stand behind with the nation of that country and say that enough is enough. Move, get out. And they give the resources and they push you out. So let's wait and see what is going to happen, because this is a bit different era of United States America history. We got somebody who doesn't accept anything. He said whatever he said is the right, and whatever other people said is wrong. So Donald J. Trump, long to wait and listen to him accepting, concede, and unite the country of America. That's what I'm waiting to hear. But Joe Biden is a very humble and a hard-working American citizen, because he has attempted to run for presidency before in 1980s. And when Obama asked him to be vice president, he did not even say that I was looking for that position of presidency. Why can I accept to be a vice president? I'm second to it. You are black. You are African American. He has accepted the job and he has done it for 8 years. Now, patience pays. He has been patient. Now, he won the election. Let's see how he's going to reform the country and what he's going to do. Thank you so much. This is the, what I was about to drop to your comment, Santino and Dr.
Thank you, Isaac. Before I know he's few minutes away or second away to President-elect. So whenever he come on screen, okay. You know what Santino and Isaac, you guys mentioned is true. I agree with you guys. Let me say this one little bit about our South Sudanese people who always compare South Sudan and America. So, what this country called America was founded many years ago. The civil war was broke out. The same thing happened in South Sudan. The civil war that happened here in this country called United States was really a bad civil war. Brother can fight with brother. Father can fight with the son. You see? Family, they fight each other because of civil war. Because simply when this country was founded, the foreigners, the America was built in different country, different people, and they migrate here in this country. And that's where the founding process, where the civil war ended in this country, and it was a bloody civil war. South Sudan civil war is nothing. So when the founder fathers is come down, then they sit down, and then they start writing the Constitution of the United States, and that's where this Constitution was founded on. Because they way back during those years, during those civil war, come back to World War I, World War II. The civil war was started before that. You see, before World War I and World War II, civil war was started before that. The founding fathers, they see and they learn, and then they start drop, and they start writing a constitution, United States Constitution, which is God American government today. So, the reason why I'm bringing this one up is because our people cannot compare South Sudan to America. policy or the way they gap, it's a different things. Or you cannot compare Africa and America. It's a different thing. Because, for example, America is not governed by a tribe, but Africa does. We have many tribes in Africa. Or let me talk to example in South Sudan, we have many 64 tribes. So, but in America, we have no tribe. We have only people in America. They believe only we are the people of United States of America. So they don't call, oh, I'm from. If you have me, Isaac, you say, Isaac, where you from? Or Abraham, where you from? Or Mary, where you from?
From Michigan, or from New York. I'm now American. Simple.
Exactly. You will tell me that I will tell you I'm from Michigan.
Yes.
See, I'm not going to say that I'm from Dinka, or I'm from Nuer, or I'm from a Choli, or I'm from a Nyak, or I'm from Boya, and so on. You see, I will tell you that I'm from Michigan, or I will say that I'm from New York, I'm from Washington D.C. You see, the city they say that I'm living in, that's where I belong. So that is how it is. So our people, South Sudan is a long way to go to accept the democracy that our South Sudanese who are in the United States or Western countries, they want to take back to South Sudan. South Sudan be like a United States or to be like Australia or Canada or Europe. It's not. The problem of saying Roman was not built in one day or a night. It would take time. It would take 100 years. South Sudan will become the country we want to be like other country. So, and this is how we want, because every time our people see something going on like election in America, oh, they say, why South Sudan, they're blaming our government, because, and this is the reason why we, Isaac and Nagar, the reason why we are covered this election is because we need to take something out of it. Our people need to learn. We are not here to criticize the South Sudan government, but we are here to give a glimpse to see how the democracy works in America, in Europe, in Australia. You see, even the Australia that you guys are in is different than ours. Our policy, it's different.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's what is the point that I want to make. So our people need to know that. So whenever our people who live in the United States, and this is one of the things, because our mentality that we have learned here in America, and if today I'm going, because as you see, I'm a supporter of Joe Biden. Okay? But so it cannot make me that, okay, we are winning, my party won the election. Okay? So I cannot say, okay, the other party, the Republican Party, we come together. The people come together in the United States, America, people of the United States, and work together as common. And then America put American interests first. That's what it is. So, and this is how you will see, because at the end of the day, President Trump will accept that he lost the election. And he have like 70 days in the office, because his term now will be ended in January 20th.
Yeah.
You see, Isaac, on January 20th, he's going to leave the White House. Correct. So while for these 17 days, there is a transaction power.
Yeah.
So he have to work with the president-elect Joe Biden administration so that he can give everything what for the last 4 years, and then he give the power to Joe Biden, and then he left the office. You see, that's how it works. So I just want to give only brief about what American government or United States, how they stand, how they do their policy or politics making is. So, and I think this is the good way that I put it very good, Isaac. So Agar, we will give you a chance to talk to before if we hear.
Thank you, Brother Madid. I agree with you guys, because for us as South Sudanese, our youngest nation in the world, the important thing is that we have long way to go. Yeah, and patience, as Isaac said, is very important to our leaders and to our civilian of South Sudan. So my worry is that are we as South Sudanese, are we going to accept ourselves as one nation? That's the big problem. People are even complaining about the leaders, and for us as citizens of South Sudan, we are not accepting ourselves to be together before even the leader can lead us. Can we accept ourselves?
Yes, yes.
We cannot accept ourselves. That's what's happening.
Good evening.
I came to a different city, so somewhere.
Okay.
Hello,
Yeah,
Billy.
not at home.
Don't worry. We all know in the West.
Yeah, congratulations, ya Jamana.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you, Isaac.
Same to you. Same to you, brother.
We know this was coming anyway, so eventually we made it. Thank you very much. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adan.
Okay, thank you, guys. That's my big worry because
the thing to come in. That is a professor of Dinka. I will just give you.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Let's go live now.
Okay, put the volume on.
Home for the Decision 2020 special report. We're going to go right to Wilmington, Delaware. President-elect Joe Biden is about to address the nation following an introduction by Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. She is on stage now. Let's listen.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. So, thank you. Good evening. So, Congressman John Lewis, before his passing, wrote, "Democracy is not a state, it is an act." And what he meant was that America's democracy is not guaranteed. It is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it. To guard it and never take it for granted. And protecting our democracy takes struggle, it takes sacrifice, but there is joy in it, and there is progress, because we, the people, have the power to build a better future. And when our very democracy was on the ballot in this election, with the very soul of America at stake, and the world watching, you ushered in a new day for America. To our campaign staff and volunteers, this extraordinary team, thank you for bringing more people than ever before into the democratic process. And for making this victory possible. To the poll workers and election officials across our country who have worked tirelessly to make sure every vote is counted. Our nation owes you a debt of gratitude. You have protected the integrity of our democracy. And to the American people who make up our beautiful country, thank you for turning out in record numbers to make your voices heard. And I know times have been challenging, especially the last several months. The grief, sorrow, and pain, the worries, and the struggles, but we have also witnessed your courage, your resilience, and the generosity of your spirit. For 4 years, you marched and organized for equality and justice, for our lives and for our planet. And then you voted. And you delivered a clear message. You chose hope and unity, decency, science, and yes, truth. You chose Joe Biden as the next president of the United States of America. And Joe is a healer, a uniter, a tested and steady hand, a person whose own experience of loss gives him a sense of purpose that will help us as a nation reclaim our own sense of purpose. And a man with a big heart who loves with abandon. It's his love for Jill, who will be an incredible First Lady. It's his love for Hunter and Ashley and his grandchildren and the entire Biden family. And while I first knew Joe as vice president, I really got to know him as the father who loved Bo, my dear friend who we remember here today. And to my husband, Doug, children, Cole and Ella, and my sister Maya, and our whole family. I love you all more than I can ever express. We are so grateful to Joe and Jill for welcoming our family into theirs on this incredible journey. And to the woman most responsible for my presence here today, my mother, Shamala Gopalan Harris, who is always in our hearts. When she came here from India at the age of 19, she maybe didn't quite imagine this moment, but she believed so deeply in an America where a moment like this is possible. And so I am thinking about her and about the generations of women, Black women, Asian, white, Latina, Native American women who throughout our nation's history have paved the way for this moment tonight. Women who fought and sacrificed so much for equality and liberty and justice for all, including the Black women who are often, too often, overlooked, but so often prove they are the backbone of our democracy. All the women who have worked to secure and protect the right to vote for over a century, 100 years ago with the 19th Amendment, 55 years ago with the Voting Rights Act, and now in 2020 with a new generation of women in our country who cast their ballots and continued the fight for their fundamental right to vote and be heard. Tonight I reflect on their struggle, their determination, and the strength of their vision to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And I stand on their shoulders. And what a testament it is to Joe's character that he had the audacity to break one of the most substantial barriers that exists in our country and select a woman as his vice president. be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last. Because every little girl watching tonight sees that this is a country of possibilities. And to the children of our country, regardless of your gender, our country has sent you a clear message. Dream with ambition, lead with conviction, and see yourselves in a way that others may not, simply because they've never seen it before. But know that we will applaud you every step of the way. And to the American people, no matter who you voted for, I will strive to be a vice president like Joe was to President Obama, loyal, honest, and prepared, waking up every day thinking of you and your family. Because now is when the real work begins, the hard work, the necessary work, the good work, the essential work to save lives and beat this epidemic, to rebuild our economy so it works for working people, to root out systemic racism in our justice system and society, to combat the climate crisis, to unite our country and heal the soul of our nation. And the road ahead will not be easy, but America is ready. And so are Joe and I. We have elected a president who represents the best in us, a leader the world will respect and our children will look up to, a commander-in-chief who will respect our troops and keep our country safe, and a president for all Americans. And it is now my great honor to introduce the President-elect of the United States of America, Joe Biden.
Fellow Americans, and the people who brought me to dance, Delawareans. Senator Tom Carper down there, and I think Senator Coons is there, and I think the governor's around. And is that Ruth Ann? And that former Governor Ruth Ann Minner. Most importantly, my sisters-in-law, my sister Valerie. Anyway, folks, the people of this nation have spoken. They've delivered us a clear victory, a convincing victory, a victory for we the people. We've won with the most votes ever cast on a presidential ticket in the history of the nation. 74 million. What I must admit has surprised me tonight We're seeing all over this nation, all cities and all parts of the country, indeed across the world, an of joy, of hope, renewed faith that tomorrow bring a better day. And I'm humbled by the trust and confidence you placed in me. I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify. Who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States. And work with all my heart, with the confidence of the whole people, to win the confidence of all of you. And for that is what America, I believe, is about. It's about people. And that's what our administration will be all about. I sought this office to restore the soul of America, to rebuild the backbone of this nation, the middle class, and to make America respected around the world again. And to unite us here at home. It's the honor of my lifetime that so many millions of Americans have voted for that vision. And now the work of making that vision is real. It's a task, the task of our time. Folks, as I said many times before, I'm Jill's husband. And I would not be here without her love and tireless support of Jill and my son Hunter and Ashley, my daughter, and all our grandchildren and their spouses and all our family. They're my heart. Jill's a mom, a military mom, an educator. She has dedicated her life to education. But teaching isn't just what she does, it's who she is. For American educators, this is a great day for y'all. You're going to have one of your own in the White House. And Jill's going to make a great first lady. I'm so proud of her. Well, I'll have the honor of serving with the fantastic vice president who you just heard from, Kamala Harris, who makes history as the first woman, first black woman, the first woman from South Asian descent, the first daughter of an immigrant ever elected in this country. Don't tell me it's not possible in the United States. It's long overdue. And we're reminded tonight of those who fought so hard for so many years to make this happen. Once again, America's bent the arc of the moral universe more toward justice. Kamala, Doug, like it or not, your family, you become an honorary Biden, there's no way out. All those of you who volunteered and worked the polls in the middle of this pandemic, local elected officials, you deserve a special thanks from the entire nation. And to my campaign team and all the volunteers, and all who gave so much of themselves to make this moment possible, I owe you, I owe you, I owe you everything. And all those who supported us, I'm proud of the campaign we built and ran. I'm proud of the coalition we put together, the broadest and most diverse coalition in history. Democrats, Republicans, independents, progressives, moderates, conservatives, young, old, urban, suburban, rural, gay, straight, transgender, white, Latino, Asian, Native American. I mean it, especially those moments, and especially those moments when this campaign was at its lowest ebb. The African American community stood up again for me. You always had my back, and I'll have yours. I said at the outset, I wanted to represent this campaign to represent and look like America. We've done that. Now that's what the administration will look like and act like. For all those of you who voted for President Trump, I understand the disappointment tonight. I've lost a couple times myself, but now let's give each other a chance. It's time to put away the harsh rhetoric, lower the temperature, see each other again, listen to each other again. And to make progress, we have to stop treating our opponents as our enemies. They are not our enemies. They are Americans. They're Americans. The Bible tells us to everything there's a season, a time to build, a time to reap and a time to sow, and a time to heal. This is the time to heal in America. Now this campaign is over. What is the will of the people? What is our mandate? I believe it's this. Americans have called upon us to marshal the forces of decency, the forces of fairness, to marshal the forces of science, and the forces of hope in the great battles of our time. The battle to control the virus, the battle to build prosperity, the battle to secure your family's health care, the battle to achieve racial justice and root out systemic racism in this country. And the battle to save our planet by getting climate under control. The battle to restore decency, defend democracy, and give everybody in this country a fair shot. That's all they're asking for, a fair shot. Folks, our work begins with getting COVID under control. We cannot repair the economy, restore our vitality, or relish life's most precious moments, hugging our grandchildren, our children, our birthdays, weddings, graduations, all the moments that matter most to us until we get it under control. On Monday, I will name a group of leading scientists and experts as transition advisors to help take the Biden-Harris COVID plan and convert it into an action blueprint that will start on January the 20th, 2021. That plan will be built on bedrock science. It will be constructed out of compassion, empathy, and concern. I will spare no effort, none, or any commitment to turn around this pandemic. Folks, I'm a proud Democrat, but I will govern as an American president. I'll work as hard for those who didn't vote for me as those who did. Let this grim era of demonization in America begin to end here and now. The refusal of Democrats and Republicans to cooperate with one another. It's not some mysterious force beyond our control. It's a decision, a choice we make. And if we can decide not to cooperate, then we can decide to cooperate. And I believe that this is part of the mandate given to us from the American people. They want us to cooperate in their interest. And that's the choice I'll make. And I'll call on Congress, Democrats and Republicans alike, to make that choice with me. The American story is about slow yet steadily widening the opportunities in America. And make no mistake, too many dreams have been deferred for too long. We must make the promise of the country real for everybody, no matter their race, their ethnicity, their faith, their identity, or their disability. Folks, America has always been shaped by inflection points, by moments in time where we've made hard decisions about who we are and what we want to be. Lincoln in 1860, coming to save the Union. FDR in 1932, promising a beleaguered country a new deal. JFK in 1960, pledging a new frontier. And 12 years ago, when Barack Obama made history, he told us, yes, we can. And folks, We stand at an inflection point. We have an opportunity to defeat despair, to build a nation of prosperity and purpose. We can do it. I know we can. I've long talked about the battle for the soul of America. We must restore the soul of America. Our nation is shaped by the constant battle between our better angels and our darkest impulses. And what presidents say in this battle matters. It's time for our better angels to prevail. Tonight, the whole world is watching America. And I believe at our best, America is a beacon for the globe. We will lead not only by the example of our power, but by the power of our example. I've always believed, many of you heard me say it, I've always believed we can define America in one word: possibilities. That in America, everyone should be given an opportunity to go as far as their dreams and God-given ability will take them. You see, I believe in the possibilities of this country. We're always looking ahead to an America that's freer and more just, ahead to an America that creates jobs with dignity and respect, ahead of America that cures diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's, ahead to an America that never leaves anyone behind, ahead of America that never gives up, never gives in. This is a great nation. It's always been a bad bet to bet against America. We're a good people. This is the United States of America. And there's never been anything we've been not able to do when we've done it together. Folks, in the last days of the campaign, I began thinking about a hymn that means a lot to me and my family, particularly my deceased son, Bo. It captures the faith that sustains me, which I believe sustains America. And I hope it can provide some comfort and solace to 230,000 Americans who've lost a loved one to this terrible virus this year. My heart goes out to each and every one of you. Hopefully this hymn gives you solace as well. It goes like this: and he will raise you up on eagle's wings, bear you on the breath of dawn, and make you to shine like the sun, and hold you in the palm of his hand. And now together, on eagle's wings, we embark on the work that God and history have called upon us to do, with full hearts and steady hands, with faith in America and in each other, with love of country, a thirst for justice. Let us be the nation that we know we can be, a nation united, a nation strengthened, a nation healed. The United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, there's never been anything we've tried we've not been able to do. So remember, as our grandpapa used to say when I walked out of his home when I was a kid up in Scranton, he said, "Joey, keep the faith." And our grandmother, when she was alive, she yelled, "No, Joey, spread it. Spread the faith. God love you all. May God bless America, and may God protect our troops." Thank you, thank you, thank you.
President-elect Joe Biden making his address after being projected as the next president of the United States. It's at the Chase Center in Wilmington, Delaware, as we have seen along the way in his campaign, a tailgate-style event to try to limit social distancing in this era of COVID. And there is the soon-to-be First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, coming out. The president-elect introduced by running mate and now vice president-elect Kamala Harris, who noted that he had, as she put, audacity to select a woman as his vice president. Obviously,
They said, guys, as we have seen, the President-elect Joe Biden's victory speech and how he saw the message he has given to the American people and the well enlarged. Now, the Vice President has joined in the celebration with her husband. Let me just bring up the voice. Let's see what is going on.
Notre Dame football.
Lester, thank you. Here in South Bend, you're here for the final play of the half. The Irish had a defensive score earlier.
Okay. Oh, guys, let's say this. There's something that unusual has happened here. I don't know why. And that thing need to be investigated. I will see on the other angle of the messages. All right. Then, brother Bolma Kurachian and brother Alfred Ater, Gardeng Mabog, welcome Lagos State Media. We have heard from the President-elect Joe Biden's speech and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, Kamala. And what has happened here is something that I'm still looking to know exactly why in the video. Are you listening to me, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, we are listening, Isaac. Yeah.
Isaac, we are listening to you, but I don't see any problem. What do you mean by saying that?
What
you don't
I
understand?
mean, yes, there is something I've seen that there's a sound of something pop up during the arrival of the
President.
President. Yes, and then the video switch to the football. So I need to know what has happened and what is going on. But it's all right. I'm watching in the other media angles here on my desktop.
Well, you don't worry about that. What you should focus is that we have elected the President of the United States, the person that honored the norms and values of the American people. Amen.
Very good. Thank you. That's very nice. That's what I need to hear from you, Bol Makur. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, yeah.
Isaac, I want to talk a little bit because on my page, when any individuals go to my page, they will think they will be confused. But I am a very smart politician among South Sudanese. My state.
Congratulations, brother. Congratulations to you guys in USA.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I want to applaud to South Sudanese who had voted for Joe Biden. I am a very smart politician because there is nobody who will ever thank me if I don't thank myself. I am a very smart politician, but people will think they are the best politician when they are put their things outside there. I have voted for democracy.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Put us on the screen. You can, yes. I have voted for the democracy of the American people. And I bring the president. I brought Joe Biden to be the president of the United States of America. But when you go to my Facebook, a lot of people will think that I have, I'm for the Republican. People like Madid, people like you, people like Agar, but I am a very smart politician.
I and Agar, we are Australian.
We are out of it.
No,
out of it.
Listen. Even though you are Australian, America president is elected by everybody because we are the superpower country. I have brought Joe Biden to be the president of the United States. And first of all, I congratulate Medit, I congratulate Isaac, I congratulate Agar Mabok. Agar Mabok, Isaac, I congratulate you. Without you, the Lake State media will not be lit today. Truth should be said. You have worked equally like Joe Biden and like Harris, the vice president.
Yeah, Kamala
So
Harris.
I congratulate you the same way I congratulate Joe Biden because you are projected, you are premier the Lake State media show. You bring the president and you bring the vice president to life every single minute. Not me, not Majid, not Mabur, not anybody. I congratulate you, you and Agar in my
Thank
heart.
you.
I have congratulated you.
Thank you so much.
You are not in America, but you have did a great job. Congratulations. Madid, we have to congratulate you. Madid, you have to. Yes.
Thank you guys.
Yes.
With you. Good job. Teamwork.
Thank you. Thank you, Isaac, Team Paul. Thank you, Agar Mabok. In America, is the only country that if you are here, you have to learn how to congratulate people who have worked very hard. I did not work very hard for this. Agar Mabok, Isaac Fall, you have worked hard for this. What have you worked hard for? Every time you are premier to Lake State, the vice president and the president, Joe Biden. And that's why they win the election. I congratulate you a lot. And you know what have you done? You bring the democracy. Me, myself, I'm fighting for the democracy. I will still force a lot on my wall. I brought the democracy, but when you see me on my page, you will think I have voted for the Republican. Republic is not a bad party. It's a good party, but
Correct.
American people, they all were united under somebody who is doing the right things, like Joe Biden. And democracy is the only platform that the minority, people like Bolmakur, people like Madin Majak, we have to bring the democracy because it's the only party a migrant like me will go and speak.
Yeah.
If somebody did me wrong, the only platform that I will speak is democracy. And that's why we voted for Joe Biden. I have voted a lot of Democrat people because I want to speak freely without being told you have had a stupid question. Without being told what? You have had a stupid question. When I go to Washington and I will ask my question, nobody will tell me I have had a stupid question. And because the elected president was disrespect to black people, I want to tell you frankly, bring us to the screen, take that out.
Yeah,
So we can talk to South Sudan.
We are in the screen. You are in the screen.
I am on the screen, I know, but bring us. Now you are, yes. No, all of us have to be on the screen. I didn't mean to be the only one.
We are there.
Do it. Okay, like that. I want it like that. Isaac, I congratulate Medin Majak for his victory. And I congratulate you for your victory, and Agar and Amor Majur and Mabur Majur and Pena Banzatong. I congratulate you all. Kiyo, let's switch it to Tongwanjang. Kiyo Joe Biden, because I will evaluate Tong Dia, a pot more than Banel Tong Kok and Bulmakur Achien from Lake State. Kiyo Joe Biden, kiyo go kwen tin. America achiriak. Kunacha America riak karan chiden. Achilibenang tien jam tin. Achan kubanang tian jam tin ke democracy ran chi Joe Biden. Win immigrant loy valid ran win ci jal pande. Ukuoy tong chiro loy pande ben America. Aye loy lan bar. Ay kudun ye loy la ba ping. Kenti de Madid? Madid?
Yes, I did it.
Ini today. Chak japing. Ini kuyo ran chi Joe Biden kwen. Achan ga na dia kulel gala ni chi yong. Karan chi Joe Biden aja yin cha welcome with my open hand. Yong kini yong aba ping. Ini ki an Biden. Where chi madida yo ku yin bol. Wi no mar ka churu loite da. Where po lu. Ki an po doriak. E chana no kokti kok churu loy chu right pot where to benden chul nyal. But kaka chuko ben pani you my brother ku yuku bot da yuku nga yuku Joe Biden. I can Laurent Kiden. Very clear what we are lo ku gala ni chi yong. Kakidi ping Joe Biden a pot. Kuna ye Trump ko gal ni shit hole.
Yes.
Kalwela a shit hole. Kalwel gal, you had a stupid question. You had a stupid question, Kalwel. And the blue gal man, gal koi toten, gal like a jol white supremacist. Manoka and bijale a koi. Na democracy in the I democracy will kalagal kudu beeping. I can America, a land of all.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
America, a land of all, because all people who came to America, whether you white or black, you are what? You are an American. In the key Joe Biden will believe. Can't you Madid?
Yes.
When I Trump, can you believe God, America, a land of the what? A land of the supremacists. That's why we bought him out. Joe Biden, where you?
There you go. Good speech.
That's the reason why I bought Trump out. Because Trump don't recognize me. He recognized me as a black that came from Africa. But Joe Biden recognized me as a black that had migrated and established and had been to America, and he will be having a voice in America. And that's why I vote for Joe Biden. Jam gen German we Panama anichi jam iya lui anichi jam
I work and mulak badine kayele.
What?
LLD Alfred.
Kuwait Yin Madid, I congratulate everybody for elected the president. When we jal be biat, kubuko ikok jal be jam. Kiyan ben guchi the jam. Echan on my status. Eyoko ikok ting bol. A chichu Republican. Dollar gen in Chale, kitchen ben. Dollar gen, I have welcomed you to Lake State Media. Dollar gen, Male. I wish I knew the language of 64. I would have also welcomed you in Tongnas. But take it as I welcome you to Lake State Media, because Lake State Media is a forum that we don't hold a grudge. I have welcomed you and I still respect you. What we were talked about before, let's leave it. That's not ours. With the South Sudanese, anytime we have discussed something, we want to leave it behind us, and we have to open a new window. And that's why we are a Lake State Media. Dollargen, I welcome you. Alfred, I welcome you. Agar, I welcome you. So my point was, the reason why I vote for Joe Biden is the only reason that I come here to explain. Madid, thank you for the victory. Agar, I know you are in Australia, but thank you for the victory. Isaac Paul, thank you for the victory. The reason why I vote for Joe Biden, is because that the Republic Party is the only party, somebody like me who migrate from South Sudan. And if I don't like something, if I'm crying that I have been discriminated in a job site, it is only the Democrat Party that will support me and let my voice be here in America. And that's why I vote for democracy. But we need to understand the difference of democracy and the difference of Democratic Party. People who are not in America, we need to understand what democracy means and what Democratic Party means. Democracy is not a Democrat Party. It's totally different. You can be a Republican and you have to support democracy. You can be a Democratic Party and you have to support democracy. President Trump was not for actually both. He was not even a Republican. He was not a Democrat. He was totally a white supremacy, which said that a black man have to be killed. And that's why I vote for Joe Biden. Because as a black man, I want to live in America, which say that everybody is equal. Thank you all. If I have said something different, somebody who have a knowledge of what democracy is have to come and correct me, and I will never be mad. And that's why we need transparency. We need to transfer this from here to South Sudan. If you go to my post, nobody ever seen me talking like this. I talk like this because I'm upset. If you go to my post, I always post and I say this is the only democracy we have to embrace. This is the democracy that Salva Kiir Mayardit have to embrace, and this is the democracy that Vice President Riek Machar, DR Riek Machar have to embrace, and this is the democracy that Nyandeng Garang have to embrace, and this is the president that all the 5 presidents have to be embraced, but not a dictatorship. Somebody like Don Largin should be allowed to run without intimidating him. Somebody like Bolmar could have to be allowed to run without intimidating him. You don't have to have a big title to run in South Sudan. No. You don't have to be a vice president to be recognized. Somebody like Don Largin who don't have a army, who is with the empty-handed, but he have a brain, can run. I don't say this because he's here to make sweet word, no. And that's what South Sudan should be. Somebody like me who don't have nothing should be welcome to run without intimidating him. But people who intimidate people in South Sudan are not even Salva Kiir, not even Riek Machar. People who live here in America, people who live in Australia are the one intimidate people in South Sudan. But we need to stop that. We need to stop that. Yungu yekega je America, je America, Australia ke ko intimidate. Why? Why? This one need to be addressed. So, and that's why on my force, that's why I always say that American democracy, this is the only democracy we have to embrace all around Africa. And we have to start in South Sudan because Junubin, Katir, for America. When we united, we can embrace a democracy like this in South Sudan. A democracy that we can change Salva Kiir, we can change Riek Machar without any problem. We have to sit down with them. Hey, Ben, hey, Kwer, we have to elect a new president in a good way. Without them even be in democracy, a democracy like this is the one that we have to preach. Another thing we have to preach is when I speak Dinka, I shouldn't be taken as I am a Dinka supporter. When Dollargen speak Nuer, it shouldn't be taken as the Nuer supporter. It should be taken as somebody that speaks his language to embrace democracy. I will let other people speak, but today Lost Boys have to, Lost Boys and whoever youth, let me call the youth of South Sudan have to let tribalistic wear out and let them be called Junubian people. This is what we should take, and this is what we should carry on. To be a leader, you can be very educated, but you cannot be a leader. You can be educated less, but you can be a leader. Myself, sometimes you can see me like I'm racist, but no, my heart is very bright. When you come to my apartment, you can see all Nuer are here. All Boer people are with me. All Nuer people are with me. If you come to my apartment now, they are watching outside. Nuer are there, Dinka Boer are there, Dinka Barkadal are there. This is now come to my apartment, watch it. I came inside to talk to Lake State Media audience. But when you go to my apartment, you know yung moin Boer, you know yung moin Nuer, you know yung moin Chuluk, you know yung Maban in my apartment. And that's why I call myself a leader. Yeah, in my apartment. That's the only democracy that we have to embrace.
Thank you. Yeah, that's still wonderful. Yeah, that's media, and that's what we need.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. That's a good thing. Today is a wonderful night. It's a good night. We are celebrating it. Thank you, Uncle Atir. Alfred, go ahead. I think we are.
Yeah.
Alfred. You want Could Alfred.
Congratulations to the Marathi people.
Thank you.
And thank you, Isaac and Bol Makur and Baraja, Barmobok and Majid. Yeah, Tarb will achieve Bol Makur soon. I need to go back a little bit too. I need to share with you guys. I'm really happy. You see this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
In my lifetime, from Jimmy Carter, I'm a Jumurati.
Okay.
That time, Jimmy Carter, the majority now in the studio now, the one I see, maybe that time some people not born.
Correct. Yeah.
I changed 2016 to Republic. I'm Democratic in Jimmy Carter. Why I changed, Bolivarian is talk about. About Christ back home.
Yes.
Because I changed to Republic because George Bush and Ibn, he gave us the country now is called South Sudan. I have six Democracy على مستوى بتاع United States every day. Until today, 6 على مستوى United States. Every day is sending me text message. على راسهم Malvin Albright, former Secretary of the State. Okay. Now, after me, she didn't email in my Facebook. Fallon, Bol, I thank you so much. Thank you. We need younger people talk like that to know what go on. Yeah, this election is a big. The people bring the Joe Biden. He's a migrant people, Jewish people, and the Marathi people. Now I'm Republic, but I vote. I not vote only me. I'm working. It's the third election. I work in Louisville, Kentucky, election clock office. And I work to bring some Sudanese to vote. All majority of South Sudanese in Louisville who are Republican. But the Republic, why? Because George Bush is open America to us. And he worked with us to get something called South Sudan today. But the one is Trump coming. He's coming.
He has
a problem
a different direction.
with something called Africa. Yeah. He's coming. He need like Bol Makur say a Gurkai can hear but bucket.
Choco Camarado. Alfred, Choco Camarado in Bugitinian. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I can't Bol Makura the guy. You can't work. Every time we will get all will be a big deal. It is done over Bidin yili kumba mo yi ku yili gwana chok lui lon tin nyot lakin kino mo nyoy chu mana de yi bu jot bok ya ko chi chwed men ko chi chwed yi ko ka chi chwed tera ja chwed lakin ke kinel wel bol ma ku ra digay kulu la ta jurubin tin jurubin ban aji chwed non Joe Biden.
Okay.
Ya ko ga chi digu lui ya da gida mu da ke ni Joe Biden kwa ni kai gwa kwa ta na ran siyasa inu we pan jan ban ke pan ko ga ni radio to mita wo studio ya la ga jama kan to kaga ban da kalam ta kan ban da kun fiu abor ke lo ke lakin yo kana ko ka ran char ko ka bi jan ni ko wani da bi kwa ko je jira ban dia jira alaki bana yo ga tiye dole ka ba jabe la dikin we Australia we proud about you be that Isaac kujina
thank you
why pon me ro ko to America te lon ta mung num kene lon fagare yan when del izal wahid bajma junubin kul
shukran jazil
yani da cho Lagos State chor ene chor junub tumo wanen rumbe ka tanwiya
yes
ene chor junub ruwa SPLA ene headquarters of South Sudan ko ne Lagos State media in Abia
all media
radio around all media around the world
thank you so much
ana diga fraud ya dinongen ke we da ka we bigi chopi we ko ajal we men o gata ni o gata ban dak dam duo dom da lakin ne ki mo ni jal kina jal cha go po jal me da re
no man
bare le o kene ki ba ka dam le diga la so na pa bi mi kwanto ten be za ka to America en gida wa da no mi ka ya ro wa ji twe ko ka be ka bi te dia ga twe da no win bi ten ja yo yi ni wa ni na bi ten ta ai wa to university ni tin Tarokura ya yo la jum go jam baba ne ki kan twe ja lo ni ka dan ti ni computer lo men ku twe wa ja kan ti go ka ne na ba twe ya yo baturam go dol go jam ran twe de ne ko kide la lo be mu yi twe wa ji ka ja ko men ai twe ya na chu dio ki man ya ne ko ti cher ba ko chang ti ko no ka ju god akar char pe wer kilo so tang red en Africa ben riki man red gane ubade ni o kunyakim o ko to agir ten system to ko o ga ce nan mam nasir o ga man baile ko je chol monjang bezat o ga di morote min yo o ga di ro di morote lakini kitin kai kwerka kalo rujunu ka bana ke ke lu ko abijal tun kana bijal lakin jil tiyo were jiban Europe ban kana abijunu la chok kan won ko ma didwel history ki ma didwel wona yere America kana ci duk nan kam tana sa ke pe bijala wo tiyo kana nyan tiyo ben muracha men yubi kwa ni men kadan suzo arai en biya bita kareje ana waje balwe tan wer ke da duk yun jam ya ka pan kin kada yaka run ka ji ka bak tin ka bini yo kan wo falan kiri le le a ko tin a ja tin da dola wer tin pa yi ba ko tin je tong wer ku dan te tin falan ni cha tin ba di chila tuang la kina ga re kina ope kayero ka am prot dor jang ka da ba par pur te chan be jam. Again, my brother, Larja, how are you? Any video, how are you, my brother? I need to tell you something. I'm not young. I'm 53. The when I tell you my history, I'm Izvizano. Izvizano le Asia Lam. What you need to be a leader, you need to, because I heard any your talk, I like it. I watch it. Sorry. You becoming leader, you need to bring all gold, all 64 tribes. And leave this all the happened 2013, 91, and what and corruption, leave it. And come in with ideology new, convene us, tell us something, we give a word now, 64 right. Huh?
Thank you.
No.
Don't go there. Hey. Isaac.
No, my you
don't like somebody. No.
No, it's all right.
No, I don't attack. No, I don't attack him. That's about advisor can that which can couldn't do not katir that. No, I can attack. No,
you just go on his page and you listen
on his personal leg state value. We don't attack nobody.
Okay, no, I don't attack him. Okay, sorry. Malay don't let young. I can't bump you for page, but one is more.
Okay,
but
that's what we need.
The kind of advise. I don't mind that. There's something I like leg state because they have the rules and I respect the rules.
Thank you.
In yeah, we go got think of the theater can get like jumping the killer later can you para Akakwana America girl will can you go can be quite cock be king and Koyada Juba man, Koyada Rumbe, Koyada Cho a lesson I can book and push that.
Yes, exactly. That's the reason why we are here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just stay back. If you need to respond to anything later on, you are welcome to come back. Dr. Don Lorgin, thank you so much for coming back, my brother. We are happy for what has happened in United States of America tonight.
You guys can continue with the show, okay? About to go.
All right, then no worries. You will just go and tune in later when you just in your work or in the car, wherever. You can still listen to us. Thank you so much, Abram. Yeah.
Good night.
Can you give
I want to read you Isaac. And I wanted to greet my comrade Bol Makur and Alfred Ater, the people of South Sudan. My name is Dalarjin, leader of the UPSS, Union Party of South Sudan. You know, this is really a very great learning situation for our people back home and our people who are actually abroad, who came as refugees or immigrant or a student visa, wherever you come in America. You know, what I tell people is that if this situation, this election is very unique. It's not like other election in America. There is only 2 elections in America that actually was like this. One of it was very long time in around 1876, when 2 governors was actually contesting for presidency. So the election was the same thing. It went to court, they resolved it. There was no any civil war. And by the way, they thought they were going to fight America, because they were just young country like our country. They were making something called national nation building, because they just come out from civil war. But when the election was so tight and there was tension, they resolved it. And another one was in 2000, when Albert Al Gore, Vice President Al Gore, who was the Vice President to Bill Clinton. I think it was when the Lost Boy was coming to America that time. So the election was behaving like this, and this is the 3rd time, I think. So if you look at it, what we need to learn, I think, is if it is in Africa, there will be a civil war in any country if the election behave like this in any country. It happened in Kenya, people were in war, in Nigeria, in Ethiopia, so many times, in Sudan. So, you know, in several countries, okay, if election behave like this, they always go to war. And the reason they go to war, you know, is because they don't have principle. And that's what I wanted our people to learn. Why America, they don't go to war for this, when politics actually become, there's a lot of tension. So the reason is that in America, democracy, there are 5 principles. 5. These 5, you need to learn them and you need to process them. The first one is that America democracy is people. So it is power. Power is people. And what it means is that power is not individual. Power is not a government. Power is not a military. Power is all of us. So that means if we have to work for something, we have to do it, all of us. And that is what democracy means in America. Okay? The second value is that power is governed. So that means it has to be governed, meaning, you know, power has to be given by the people. That means, you know, you cannot claim power when people has not consent you. Okay? So that is another principle. The other very important that people in Africa actually violate is that it's a limited government from politics. So in Africa, people, especially in Sudan, we don't have a space for politics. Okay? So it's because we put government as a big thing. In America, government is nothing. Okay? Because it is being limited to some area for protection, for other things that they can do. But government cannot actually interfere in politics. They are limited. So that is why you see in Africa, where there is election and people and maybe candidate win and so on, and another one did not win. That is why in South Sudan, General George Athor was killed. Okay, General Galwagai was killed in Unity State because they believe that their vote was stolen. So you see, something like that in America cannot happen. People will not get killed because of that. Why? Because there are principles that are put down on the process, things that will be followed. Like the way you see now people are being celebrated for Joe Biden, it will go long until January. They will be celebrated and there will be issues. You will hear court, Supreme Court will be involved, a lot of things, you will hear them. But finally, you know, it will be resolved in politics. Okay? So there will be no any people that will come and intimidate you, or maybe take your boat or bring the military. So, you know, what I wanted our people to understand, the difference between President Donald Trump and Joe Biden, our people don't know maybe how it can go and impact our people in South Sudan. It is because of what they call foreign policy. And, you know, in foreign policy, whether you are a Democrat or whether you are a Republican, in America, you can have your own foreign policy. You can frame it the way you think is good, because people give you power. You can do work for them. Okay, so you know, foreign policy, people here, they don't understand foreign policy for Trump. You need to learn it in order for you not to vote for Trump or vote for Trump. And foreign policy for Joseph Biden, yeah, you need to learn it. Foreign policy for Trump is saying like this. Let me actually share it to you. Foreign policy in Trump is saying America first. Okay, and what it means America first is that if you need help, like South Sudan, they always run for help. If you need help, like South Sudan, do you need help? The America will calculate that kind of help, how much it costs. And in Trump, there is something called coherent policy. You have to pay for it. So let's say maybe help South Sudan to bring peace, maybe it's going to cost $1 billion or $2 billion. In Trump foreign policy, South Sudan has to pay for that money. That is why, you know, is people don't understand this. That's why you see it will keep a dictator in power for a long time. Because let's say you pay $1 million, Trump will say, okay, you pay $1 million, keep coming, keep looking for the money, and you stay your situation. They're not coming to help you until you pay. And maybe $1 billion. South Sudan is a very poor country. They're not going to get that money. So it's going to be forever. But now is a different alternative is here. In Joe Biden foreign policy is saying there's something called intervention, and that's why the people who support dictatorship in Africa, they don't want to listen for that. Okay, so intervention means if there is somebody vulnerable, people who are vulnerable, whether they are inside America, they are outside the world, and maybe they are being killed. In Joe Biden foreign policy is that Americans are being killed, even if it is South Sudanese. So you can intervene without asking any money, without asking any favor. That is the difference, and that's what our people need to understand there in South Sudan. Because you know, you need to understand the logic here.
Don't Largen, just let me just stop you a little bit there. Today or tonight, wherever you are tuning in, we need to make some few analysis and few comparisons, but we don't need to reach the level that we have gone to rush to attack the South Sudanese government. South Sudan is nothing to America. Do you know how long is America democracy has started, and how old is South Sudan from the independent to be a nation? We cannot compare that. There is no a child can be born today and just stood up and start running straight away. No, there are some problems that you can just go through until you get yourself in the right direction. So I personally, I cannot blame the South Sudanese in the way you want to frame them now, because there is no chances to them. No chance.
Isaac, I'm sorry. Hold on, Din Kamis. Thank you, Isaac. I want to make a point, but I am not betraying you. What Don Largin is saying is not comparing South Sudanese to American politics. What he was saying that he want to let people understand.
Let me get you there. I understand what he's talking about.
Yes.
Because Largin came twice. He has left the message before about the regime in Cuba. And now he came up telling us the differences of two parties. I understand him. Two parties in the United States.
Yes.
We have Democrats and we have Republicans. And what are the policies, foreign policies? I did understand that one very well. I was coming to it. So you just asked me what I'm referring to is the statement he released before he left, and then he came back and dropped another bomb. These two bombs, I need to answer them. All right. When we go to the, let's just come to the foreign policies. American interest is always on the table, whether you are Democrats or you are Republican. Let's say this. During Obama time, there is a Democrat, Hillary Clinton, when she was the Secretary of State, she always put that thing, the American interest first. Wherever she's going to, if you call the help from United States of America, they have to calculate exactly what he has said is correct. They will calculate how they can help you and what will be their intake, what they will get back out of that. So that thing.
But thank you, Isaac. Thank you. But I want to let's come back to what is democracy mean. Democracy is when you let somebody, whether he's saying wrong or he's saying right, let them finish. That's democracy. Simple as that. So even if he's saying wrong and he's saying right, democratically, we need to let them finish. And from there, we can criticize him.
Okay, sorry, I didn't understand. I was just making a point of clarification. That is the meaning. What I was doing is a point of clarification, not just
I know, I know, Isaac. Just hold on. Both of us here, we know him, and the Nkamis is there. You are there. You're doing great job. But what I'm saying, even if he's attacked government of South Sudan, is not our business. He's a South Sudanese. They have right to attack it. Whether he said Salva Kiir, fuck you, we don't care. He's his president. But this is what I'm saying. When he's speaking, I'm not affiliated to what Dollargen doing. Dollargen, never ever I call you. I never call you. But democratically say that we shouldn't cut somebody. It means we are dictating. Let him finish. After he finish, then we will criticize him. That's it. Go ahead.
Yeah, Bulmakur, thank you very much. That is why I say, we need to learn about the principle of democracy. And indeed, we really need it to understand those principles, how democracy really works and what it means for us here in the US and what it means for us back at home. So now, because of democracy, that is why you have seen people are working, they vote, their vote is counted, everybody who is actually, whether you vote by online, and then your vote is counted so that you authorize someone actually to put to work for what you believe is the right thing to be done. Let's say, for example, myself, maybe I have been actually looking to bring my mom and some of my niece and all that, but as they pass all the migration process, when Trump got into the office, and then things changed, there was a lot of restriction. So in immigration policy now, so I don't have to vote for Trump. I vote for Biden, because the migration policy is kind of lenient to everyone, to every citizen, American citizen here. And that is what maybe this thing is affecting you. Maybe your family was restricted, and maybe a lot of South Sudanese will not be coming to America if we give him maybe another four more years. Those are the things. It is not just voting. It is real issue that are affecting people here in America. Okay, so that's why we are saying the other thing is that right now you have here a lot of withdrawing of organization, foreign aid, and right now we have a lot of refugees, especially South Sudan. Have refugees across Africa, in Uganda, in Kenya, in Ethiopia. They don't have food as we are talking, my brother. If you live in Kakuma and you were getting maybe at least 1 kg, 2 kg a week, now they don't get it. But now when democracy comes, there's something called foreign aid. in democratic administration. So they double it up every time when they come to power. And foreign aid means those refugees, those IDP will get more food, medicine, and a lot of things because it is double. So you see, there's a lot of things that will benefit, will go to maybe to people who are vulnerable, but maybe people who are in power might be having problems. Like people, I know Denkamis Salva Kiir maybe will start checking with his vice president because of maybe they think there will be a regime change. Well, then let's be a regime change because they don't help us. They are killing us actually. So if America could help us to get rid of them, what is wrong with that? Actually, it will be a great thing, and we need Bull Makur there. We need either those people who understand democracy, the meaning of real democracy in the country, so that at least we can transform our people like America. That is what we want. We don't need killers to be in power. And you know, when we put people like Trump, they will say, "Oh, these people, they can be there. If you guys want us, pay us. You have to pay for what we are doing here. But we are not rich where we will get money to pay America." So it's better that we actually work with what is logic, what is achievable. Okay, like now Joe Biden is not going to ask you money to pay you. He's going to, whatever he believes, he can decide. He has a veto. So we give him a veto to do things. If he thinks these dictators are killing people, he might use anything. And that is what we want. So my brothers, actually, we are celebrating now, and I'm really very happy that Joe Biden actually won the election. There will be some issues you will hear, but maybe the celebration will go on maybe until January when he's going to assume the office. But what we want, what we should actually be our priority as a people in America, maybe Lost Boy or Sudanese community, is that during his 100 days in office, the first thing we want is to open up the migration like before, so that our family will still coming. That is the first thing that we want him to do, so that at least South Sudanese will still be coming to America like the usual, like you. And the second thing is that he has to intervene in the South Sudan problem. Okay, so those are the issues that we want. We should advocate for him actually to be in his office in his 100 days of office, so that it is priority. Whether you are in Australia, we need to support this. Whether it will take Salva Kiir and Riek Machar out of power, that is okay. South Sudan, we just need peace. We need democracy, the principle of democracy, that power is for people. There will be, and by the way, the principle of America, some of you say American interest. What is American interest here? Actually? American interest means democracy. Like people like Denkamis don't understand this. American interest is democracy. You are not a democratic country, you will not be friend to America. Okay, if you don't run election, South Sudan now we get independence in 2000. There have never been any election. How will it be a democratic country actually? There's a lot of militia being trained, tribal militia, and actually jihadis in Khartoum and in Egypt. Right now, there is no any Muslim radical in Khartoum. There is no any Muslim radical in Egypt. They all come to South Sudan right now, and that's why you see there are a lot of tribal militia. So we need to get rid of that quickly. So thank you very much, and God bless you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Dolorjan. Denkamis, what? That is the bad thing I hate from Dolorjan. He has to talk, and after he's speaking, he has to drop off. Why he left? He should stay and listen to the response of the panels. You don't just drop the word and you go and listen outside. That is not good. And that's why I came back before to remind him of the word he has said before you was here. He has to respect that one. When you are in the panel, just give your idea or your opinions and you stay there. You wait for the response of the rest of your brothers who have been listening to you. But if you just say the word, you just walk away. What do you think is that? So Denkamis, welcome, Lagos State Media.
Thank you, Isaac and Bonmakur and all the brothers that tuned in today, and they they actually left for their own duties, like Garmo and Madid. And
Yeah, I went to the church. He rang me. There
yeah,
is
I saw his message there. He wrote it there that he went to church.
yes.
So it's a morning over the morning hours in your time, Australia, right?
No, it's afternoon. It's 6 minutes to 1 p.m. in my time.
Okay.
But I got
All right.
another coming up in after 4 hours. We will be closing soon here.
Okay, thank you for the show, and for also for inviting me. First of all, I have to congratulate you for your efforts, Bonmakur. Uh, the show that we had on, I think was the third, the election day. Somebody asking you for your position, and you were a little bit nervous. I believe it was you didn't want to say it. At least you clear it out today. That what you were actually supporting, and my position is always there. I was actually supporting the sitting president, Donald Trump. I'm not going to talk that much because some people they already left. Not to forget one thing here, I have to support your argument. Last time, there's a couple people actually recommended that Don Legend shouldn't be invited in this show, and I disagree with them. I was not actually disagree with them at all, but sometimes we have to be polite to ourselves because we are one family. It's a matter of how we represent ourselves.
Yeah.
But it seems like Don Largin is getting out of it because he can just come and say anything. Can just like when you was actually mentioning my name that I don't understand democracy, which I don't know where did we actually come to the point where we can practice our own democracy, and I did not understand it. It's bad sometimes when you respond when somebody is not there, and also you have to respect them, the people that are actually moderating the media, people
Yes.
that are actually opening the show.
Correct.
If you can just drop up randomly like that,
Not good.
anytime you want, you just finish what you say and you just took off. It don't make any sense. It's totally disrespectful. Don't Legend, if you listen from there, please. I'm not asking you to do so, but try to figure it out. The thing work with you, brother. I'm not going to respond to your comment towards me because you're not there. I don't really know. I'm not. I don't have other. My other telephone is not on right now, so I can see if it's working or not. So I'll leave it there. That's just next time I can respond it back to him and I'll explain myself.
That's right.
I know what he's trying to say is because of government of South Sudan that I'm supporting the government of South Sudan. That's what he's trying to say. Yes, it's my position. I'm not going nowhere. The South Sudan will be South Sudan always, regardless who is the president.
Yeah.
Coming back to the election.
Yes. That's the main point, brother.
Yes. I see you guys very excited. I don't want to come and um, give you a bad day because I was actually supporting Donald Trump.
I have laid down 3 things which I was about to discuss in the panels with the people who has joined me. We know Joe Biden is elected next president, but what are the challenges ahead of him? What we need to hear from him? He has spoken before. We listened to his message, but there are 3 things that he has to go through, and every regime change or the system that when Trump go out from White House, maybe will take him about 2 years first to settle in and introduce his ideologies. And we have the first number 1 is epidemics. That is the first thing that we need somebody who can contribute to the citizen. And also the second one will be unification, to unify. The nation is, I can see outside there, I see America is really divided. And then the third one will be checking the racial system of laws. These are the things which I was about to debate or to discuss with the panels. But Don Lorgen has taken us out of the topic and he left.
Okay, my brother, I'm about to forget one thing. Don Legend is always talking about. You know, yes, we try to be very comparative here, and that's what you actually try to answer. And Burma Kuru was actually uh, try to correct you from there too.
Yeah.
There are some people that are thinking South Sudan is not a democratic nation.
Yeah.
Those people, they're in their mind is always there. But there is a way of you, even we are in America here, we're talking, there are some people that are actually don't understand what is that democracy mean.
Yeah.
It's a word. It's just a word. It's spelling out there. You can say it. It's fine for you. You can say it. And you don't do it. If you don't do it, it doesn't mean that democracy will exist in your own house if you don't practice it in your own house. What I'm trying to say here, South Sudan, we had independent. Our independent was July of 2011, and we were actually interrupted. The war broke out in December 2013. After 2 years and 5 months. So at this point here, how when you actually determine the word democracy or transparency, while the country have never ever done the first election yet, the first election yet, and somebody cannot tell me what term are there for South Sudan government to it's 4 years. If it is 4 years, then the war broke out before even 3 years.
Yeah.
So where at this point do you always come up here and try to tell her that there's no democracy in South Sudan? Democracy is when it's being practiced. It's not just you cannot just pick it up a word and say, oh, that's the word democracy is going to work. You have to practicing it. So I have to correct that from Don Legend because he always said it. But South Sudan, we never even try to wait for democracy to kick in. It's when we have an election. This is where we can actually determine how democracy works. But we never did. So 2 years, and what the term for president is not 2 years in South Sudan. I believe it's 5. And perhaps might be no term limit, but I know it's 5.
Yes.
So it doesn't work in that way. When it come back to when it comes back to Joe Biden, all the obstacle that he's going to face. Yes, pandemic is coronavirus is the problem, one of the issue.
As priority, yes.
And I always said this. I always believe. I said this coronavirus will go away in United States after the election. Politically, if you understand it, you can let's go ahead and we can judge it later. But I'm sure it's going to go away.
Exactly,
One,
you're right.
one, Donald Trump was not focused on pandemic. Number two, the Democrat Party were actually not focused on about the pandemic too, because it was soon very close to the election. So everybody was actually focused, try to find to find how to win the election. That's only what they were actually focused on it. Now it become a real job for Joe Biden to do.
Yes.
So if he don't manage to do it, that is going to be his failure. But I don't count it on Donald Trump that much, because nobody was actually helping him. Even his own cabinet, sometimes some of them they're not even helping him. That's my own way I look into the pandemic. So when it comes to the unity of the United States, to the country to unite, I said it last time and one again, America broke down because of in 2001 events.
Yeah,
that's where the America start broken down. It was not just soon. It was not just a start from. It did not start from Obama. It did not start from Donald Trump. It started back 2001.
Yes, from Bill Clinton. Yes.
Yeah, that's where America actually, the unity of United States tried to break down. It started to break down. I mean, so it's going to take a while, and especially for this election, is adding more fuel onto it. It's going to be a tough job for Joe
Biden.
because
Yes.
people are dividing more than what
before.
we actually expected.
Correct.
And so, especially the duration that the election actually taken, it brought some doubt to the citizen of United States that the system is not the way they believe it before, and that is going to be another struggle
Yes.
for the whole country. Yes,
Correct.
the United in America the election actually has to be done like 3 days and it's over, but the election took long time. People are actually persuaded about it. Why? Why it take long? And that's my question too. Why it take
All
very
right.
long?
This is what I did, and that's what we're supposed to talk about, Dan Kamis. I can answer you shortly in that question. We have two things here are happening. Number one, we know anyway, American history, the election just take only 2 days or 1 day. 1 day when everybody come out for the votes, and in the same within 24 hours or 32 hours, we will hear the president-elect. But what made this election to be very special, there are two things happening. Number one is epidemics. This COVID-19 social distancing and has changed the system, and they have introduced the posting your ballots. You just send your ballots on the maybe they use the post office. That's what they put on, because if you just go online and you vote online, sometimes this is the first incident that brought chaos between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump 4 years ago. They said that it has been hacked, some things has happened in between here in the internet, but now we are doing papers, and the same papers Donald Trump is retaliating of what Democrat has done to him in the last election. So even if he knew he has lost democratically, he can cause another hiccup to Joe Biden. That's why he's saying that he's suing them. He need to recount of the ballots of certain state and all this stuff. These two things are the one will bring us to problem in United States of America, and has taken the election long. It's more than a week now. We are going until Monday. He said that he was playing golf today when Joe Biden was addressing the nation, and when he come back on Monday, we don't know what will be outcome from the lawsuit that his lawyers has laid down. We will listen from there. Yeah, go ahead, Deng.
Okay. Yes. The reason why I'm asking that question, why it taking so long, is because it came to when it started, it was running so fast, and you have some other question that you can, if you people that live in America here, they know exactly. We have New York, the biggest state.
Yes.
We have California.
Yeah.
And we have Texas. And look at these two. They state these larger three states. They were done in one day. They were done in one day. And when it comes to those smaller states that have that don't even have that big number, that take 4 days out of the election day. So that actually bring in some red flag in there. To me, I really see maybe the system has to be changed a little bit. This election, the next election will never happen like this. Mailing in, though all the ballot, it will cause America another issue, and the values of America will start going low. Because if the citizens are start doubting about the government, about the election, that's how the country actually lost the values. So that's how I look at it, and I can say it's actually very confusing. One who live here, you know exactly. Those three states that I said, they are the biggest state, and you can even see their numbers. California have 55 electoral vote, the largest, but it was done in one day. So when you come to Georgia, you come to Arizona, my state, it's still not even done today. And you go to Nevada, there's it's just a smaller state, because my state is number 6 in the largest state in America. So it's actually going causing some doubt, and that doubt, Joe Biden will take him to almost his whole term to refer and try to regain the trust from the citizen, the whole United States. Yes, his supporters, they always going to be there. They believe what happened, but the other citizens that are actually there, they're not even supporters of Donald Trump, but they vote anyway because they are a citizen. They want to vote. It will cause. It will take him a long time. That's what I see about his future. When it comes to where we disagree, and I disagree with Don Legend about it. There's nothing. The American foreign policy. It's been. We already seen. I've seen what it happened. I'm actually a Democrat. I myself am a Democrat registered. That's my party. But if you follow, actually always following the politics, it depends on your interest. What do you want from there? I don't vote for. I didn't vote for Donald Trump for the first term when he was running. I did not vote for him, and I did not even vote for Hillary Clinton. I didn't vote, to be honest. But I pick up from this from his job when he start doing his work. This is where I pick up from him. It came to my mind to understanding that where I came from, I am a two citizen. I have a dual citizen.
Yes.
Where
yes.
I came from, sometime I have to think about it. Yes, the country is quiet now. Why? Is because they're getting no support. You don't tell me that people are actually in United States. This is what I was going to tell him. Don Legend, he said he's a politician. He actually studied politics. Then you have to study money. You don't even know the meaning of money. It's just they are just numbers. They're not nowhere to be found. The money that you have in your account, they are not yours. There's no money there in the bank.
Yeah.
It's just the numbers.
The numbers,
They're just numbers. So you need to study a little bit accounting. So you know what is the meaning of the financial support. So there's nobody actually have money in the bank. So Sudan, they have their own bank. They can print their own currency. It's not an issue. So it's not about financial support from somewhere. And number two, the foreign policy is not actually telling you to bring your family to, or everybody should migrate to the United States. Then who is going to live in the country that you are claiming belong to you? That's why I like Donald Trump policy, American first, because the world is quiet right now. Nobody is actually being pushed to go and change the regime, and that regime change caused a lot of life, and it damaged the whole country. You see what happened in Libya. Libya, it was number one in Africa.
Yeah.
Where is it now? When Obama came with the regime change, if there's any government now in Libya, maybe I don't. But for me, I know there's no government. So what change came there? It's just because to kill Gaddafi. That's it. That's all. That's the change we want. So that's what people actually don't understand. You just come focus. You think that the word democracy, it has to be picked up and dropped as a bomb. It don't work that way. You have to practice it in your own way. There's a way. There's million way to translate. Million way to translate the word democracy. It depends on the environment, the areas where the people live. That's how you translate your own democracy, how it works with you. So it doesn't have to be a party. That's a correct one. It doesn't have to be any party. But I actually talk too much. But I have to say, this is where I disagree. The regime change that happened in our own country in South Sudan, that was actually planned by Obama and Joe Biden, and he said it very clear that he's coming back to implement Obama agendas. Where those agendas are going to affect who? They're not going to affect America here, but they're going to affect your own family. That agenda, it might raise back, war might come back in South Sudan. So we are losing here. We are becoming losers. I don't really disagree with his own. When we come to what is going on,
that point, that's the thing that I was about to debate after his speech, but now just brought it up in a very wrong time. We left only with 15 minutes.
Okay, let's leave it there. We get on it.
I just need to let you know on Monday for me here, which is Sunday to you, we will be having that show to come with analysis of what Joe Biden have in his suitcase. And this is what we talk more to analyze exactly what we have vote for, and what we will the price we will take in his winning election. So that thing, I just need to let you know that I will host that show with Abraham Madid or and Paul Makur. We will be there. We just left only with about 10 minutes now to close the show.
Okay. Another thing you can take with you, maybe you can finish up later, which is tomorrow in our time. The other thing that I can say with that package that come with that package come with Joe Biden, he have a lot on it. But another thing is about the races. People think that this is one thing we have to take. I live in America. In you talking about black and white, those colors, they're not going away, and they're not going anywhere. And you know who is the best white in a white society? Is the white that is actually telling you that you don't like black because of A, B, C, D. But the really the better white is the one that is actually doesn't say it and is taking your life. So there are two different people here in this society. If you go back to 1977, Joe Biden himself, his message, I'll give it to you. Maybe I can read it out tomorrow. His message actually said, if it's about integration of school, black and white. when the school were not together, the black children cannot go to white school, and the white school, white children cannot go to black school. That's his statement was actually supporting what the white premises that my brothers are talking about. He was actually one of the supporters. His statement is there. He said the integration of black.
Somebody interrupted me. He said actually the integration of black to black school to white school, it will be like it will be actually a bad thing, and it will be like a jungle. So when you hear Donald Trump say shithole, and that's people don't really understand it. Even those who live in America, those are normal words. You can say that, and nobody is account for. And that's why I don't really take it to account.
Yeah.
But that statement, Joe Biden wrote it himself that he was not supporting white, black children to be together in one school with white. It's 1977. It's not long ago. So it's not because what you hear today, Donald Trump saying on the media, is different with what actually what Joe Biden is doing today. He's become a president. He's our president, all of us. But we have to keep the history. You have to know that Joe Biden is the most racist guy himself. So no doubt, according to his statement, he wrote it himself.
Yeah.
So I have to stop there. Maybe Benjamin Matot, welcome, brother, and the show is closed. I have to stop from there. So to give my brother Isaac a chance, so he can go and
thank you so much,
pray.
Because I have scheduled this for 3 hours, and it's now almost 3 hours. It's 2 hours and 55 minutes now, And I got another show coming up shortly after 2 hours at 6 in my local time with other Sudanese in Egypt. All right, my brother Benjamin Deng Matot, welcome Lagos State Media. I saw your request, but it came late. That's why I was about to ignore it. And I invite you on Monday, which is the day of analysis to the speeches we have heard from the president-elect and vice president-elect. So, but now I can't ignore it. I have to bring you in. You greet the audience, the Lagos State followers, and drop in your message. And I'm happy to have you today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Isaac, for inviting me. So let us respect these forums. You have mentioned that on Monday we have to come back and we have to analyze this election.
Yes.
So I will be around anyway. So let me respect what you say. And then I will be coming there on Monday. I will be available on Monday, and we talk about the elections, and we talk about the position of Joe Biden, and we talk about the position of Donald Trump.
Donald Trump,
so,
yes.
And then we need to link this the next presentation that we are ready to come in. We need we will connect. We will link with the. With the international system and American history.
And then we will link them up to find out.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I will be around next time, and then thank you very much for inviting me for this short time, and then let us wait for Monday, and then we put our opinion there. We have to put our analysis together in terms of international system, in terms of what we need to analyze, what will be happening, and what will be good, and what is not be good, what is not be in a right position in American. Yes. So yeah, thank you very much. Let me wait for next time. We will talk more about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Benjamin. I'm really happy to have you on board, and you came in. I like you, and I like your opinions. Thank you so much. And
thank you.
We're going to come for the closure. We left with 3 minutes.
Thank you.
With the network is dropping off and coming in. Is now here. Yes, Bol, we are coming for the closure. The 10 will be you. To drop in your word, we left with about 3 minutes to close. Thank you.
You enjoy, celebrate tonight and sleep well before we get back to the politics. You celebrate your day.
Yes.
I said celebrate your day. Sleep well before we get back to the politics tomorrow.
Thank you, Dear Kamis. Actually, I was busy with administrative things. I went back to Lake State Media because I now with my third more access to be banned. So I went back to the administrative more access and to be banned.
He has been with us.
No, hold on, Isaac. So I went back. Now I realized that Isaac more access to be banned. So I give that credit to Isaac because in Lake State, I don't feel like I want to leave anybody out. So we're wrapping up?
Yes.
We're wrapping up? Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So when I went back in the administrative area, well, you Isaac more access. So I'm pleased about it because in Lake State don't belong to anybody. It belongs to all of us, Junubin. Thank you, Isaac, for that. And killer to two you Isaac go more access to Ben. So kunala Ben dagwe couldn't kill a catping. So but if Ben to the podium in a UA. So my closing statement is that we want to build this forum for everybody, but Ranloid forum can be as successful Isaac Paul in the low forum can be as successful. Why? He's a consistent man. We're happy now?
Yeah. Go ahead. You know,
Yes. Yes. Why American? An American is known for giving a credit where it is due. America is known for giving a credit where it is due. Kayen cho buktiok, but achiburana ben one day and then you think you're doing a good job. People like me, no. The only person who made this forum very successful, Isaac Paul. We have created it, we started. But we have a lot of things that, yes. Can Ogaya American, we here, we have learned our American work. American people give credit where it is due. And that's why we are a democratic country. The reason why Luyan voted for Joe Biden. Republican.
I will pick it up from there. Gabal Kijin Theo Lonen Luiten, for all our audience, is not me, Isaac, alone. Without those behind me, the Lagos State team, I won't make this to be success, or I cannot be energetic like what I'm doing. It's all our collective work as a team, board of directors. We have ladies and gentlemen. They're very smartest people. There are other people who are working behind the scene. You haven't seen them in the screen here, but they are participating hardly on behalf of Lagos State Media. So it's not I cannot take the appreciation by myself, but appreciation is also going to those who are working behind the scene to say thank you, all of us as a team. Thank you. And that's what I want to clear.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you, Isaac. Kuwait Belagitan, Isaac, I will tell you in Dinka. I will take an example from today when the elected president won the election. Harris called Joe Biden and told him that you have made it. I think I'm not making up.
Yeah, I've seen that video. It's been circulating in the social media.
Yes, because then and to TV election, I don't play with it. Go Harris, go Biden, go Yedoge. Kulelgality is because of you. That's why we are making it. Kunaya President Trump. Yes, I make it. I make it. That's not a democracy.
He said the last time we made it to his team.
Yes. Democracy, when you kuni yogi na Isaac chan bugyal be lelu tonga was very important. But the word chok 64 tribe chogo mo.
Yeah.
But a people that have lelu tong when you kuni yo choga jam in dollar in butok. Because I believe democracy, when I believe in democracy, pelkurando buto kujolku criticize. I think we open what you learn and criticize. Lakin to go in a team rule, warlu and mappy, can you grant? It can intimidate.
But brother Bonmakur, what about that democracy that actually Don Legend is practicing? When he speaks his mind, he just walk away. So how that democracy is going to work? That's another problem.
Ding.
Yeah.
Ding.
Yes.
I like that you brought up that idea. But Kubugja below what we are going to do, he will say sorry to himself. We will follow up and we will talk to the origin of his behavior.
Okay.
Of his behavior. A very bad behavior. If you want to be a South Sudanese leader,
Acha right for in ball.
That's what I said last time. I said this has nothing to do with tribal thing. I said last time, brother Isaac. I said this has nothing. Knowledge and his behavior has nothing to do with the tribal thing. It's just his behavior. He don't know how to. He cannot manage to bring people on board to be part of his team. That's the problem.
He come and drop some words and then he just log off. He don't need to listen.
Okay.
And he maybe mentioned the names of the people in the panels who have already quoted. They need to reply and explain themselves. But when he left, it will be very hard for somebody to talk behind the guy who has already gone. So we need to talk with somebody. If he is here in the panels, he has to say what he want to say of his mind and wait to the reply, because he does mention the names of some individuals. Yeah. Yes.
Isaac, thank you. Thank you. This is what I'm saying. Din Kamis is one of these media. Is one of the good contributor.
Correct.
Bolmakur is one of the media. But do you know how I see Din Kamis? I see Din Kamis like actually he's the manager of Lake State Media to me.
Absolutely. Yeah, all about it. You know. Yeah.
You know, there was a day Din Kamis criticized me. I wasn't an kid Poria. I love it. He said Bolmakur, he said something I don't remember, but I can't criticize. And I said that's Lake State Media.
We don't need to
I never respond to him
again now.
Yeah. Because Din Kamis, he was saying something right. I never respond to him. I was saying that's a Lake State Media. What is Lake State Media? When I open this forum is a forum whereby South Sudanese will come and voice and they will be judged. If he judge me today, Lake State Media, we ain't have any judge. No. That's why we open this forum. Lex doesn't matter as long as the forum been jamtin. That's what it is. But doku ben kini dollar geni. Kini dollar gen kubugloy achibi. I am not going to call him privately. We are going to bring him to life. We are going to ask him publicly, my brother, what was his party? D-what? Because a lot of party in Junub Sudan, even in Nomar. What was his party? D-what?
SSPD something. SSUPD or UPDF or something.
Yeah.
Thank you, Din Kamis. Dollargen, if you really want to run for president, you need to lose some of his character. But I don't want to say anything now. I will send him a message on the Lake State Media, not on my page. We want to invite him. Junubin will come. Lake State Media will not talk about it. Junubin are the one who will invite him to come and challenge him. Why he do that? Because I don't have a burial right now. But then anirarai damando Din Kamis abrir ke one day kwa bayo anirarai damando illegal people are standing at their door to yenda man illegal dinka kimpo oh kalwel okay kula coach babbi to ya mudika babab de kan defense na cha jalgam in a democratic kajalwela ncha democratic amat banaye bajala yumno gal ku balwela ne majority bajal no kana kwit kulwel gal ku dogwil na cha jalgam democratic kana jalgam democratic e do diendo to ka yakin why balegu chana cha lweli cha kuma ci libirande tienda man Uganda dinka nek chandaman were 2013-2016 dinka nek dinka gwaj lelbor wo gwaj ke Oh, kana lo bab de to kula ko ya Lagos State. Kulwel gal I defend my gate. Because I chiran che go ku riam ralibi jalad ku jebiet. No. Joga de kamizman ku yelweli ye bar kazal we gwaike ye bar. Oh, kana jande kamis? Kan wo gwaike no kunje ku tenge. Kulo kuru gwaike. Naide kamis ja jam tutu gal ye na chi democratic gam o ga maro je. Oh, kana chweti je pinkulel gal o ga je. That's how I am. I joga John Grang worke po beria. Joga ni chela Equatoria ku yu ko ledke kalwele ngukulo ake. Yes, priye po. Kwenene e chol mor ngak no. We ku e belewe. Dollar gen man abu chol, we are going to call him and we will tell him, my brother, that's a bad thing you did. Yeah, we will call him anyway.
Thank you.
Chana chiran le bay ja mukto ke candidat to be a democratic. Kana be a dictator do that. But be palu
Jutu gunta bor ma kur so Isaac na puja por na chan be kaken ke loy ko be ja yok tomorrow.
Thank you so much. That I need to say thank you for our audience who are watching us all night long, day long, evening, wherever you are tuning in. And I have to say thank you also for those who are in the panels with me, those who have gone, and you now, the President Wandeng Kamis and Bol Makur. I have to say thank you. We came to an end of the show. I got another show coming up very shortly in the next 2 hours. And I need to get prepared myself for that interview. And tomorrow, on Sunday, America, and it will be Monday here in Australia, we will come out with this topic, only just analysis of United States of America election. That will be the topic. And I'm going to design that. We will come out, both Democrats and Republicans, and outsiders, allies. Like I myself, I am South Sudanese Australian, like you are South Sudanese American. And we have to put in our interests as well. We, as Denkamis put it before, we have to remember our back home. You vote twice, you know the interests of the country you are living in and the interests of your nation behind you. So I myself, I got 3 interests. Interest of Australia, interest of South Sudan, and interest of America by itself. So we will come tomorrow, we'll discuss these issues. And I thank you so much for participating. God bless you. And God bless all our audience, and Lagos State media continues and everything is going quiet. Thank you. God bless.
Amen. Thank you. Amen.
Yeah.
It's your boy Young Love, Ajib Entertainment. Pancho Lagos State, Panchi America, Panji Banaban, Pancho Lagos State, Panchi America, Panji Banaban, Walk on the lake, Kankara, Watan, watching, Oga, Leg, Gear, Power, Lake, Panda with Yay, Panchi America, Panya, Dwalavan, Chingatonga, Pandon, could you ever buy a checker, Papu Panda, Jiro, what they be, Dwalavan. Panchi America, Panji Dwal, Banaban, Pancha Lake State, Panchi America, Panji Dwal, Banaban, walk on the lake, Kankara, Watan, watching, Oga, Leg, Gear, Power, Lake, Panda with Yay, Panchi America, Panya Dwalavan, Chingatonga, Pandon.